Hello, my friends. I would like to share with you today amazing Zoom call meeting that we had with Kevin Mukoma. I forgot to record it from the beginning of the Zoom call, so right now I'm going to a little bit introduce Kevin. Kevin is one of our I am Go Live educator, and I'm super happy and grateful for him. I'm in the business something around more than 2 years, and I was jumping from one strategy to another, and it's something that doesn't work. But once I found him on Go Live, I really felt a great connection with him. He's a very great guy. I really love the way he is teaching. He really caught my mind, and I suddenly feel like, oh, I need this guy. I need to listen to this guy because my emotions were too high, too like impulsive. So it actually helped. And from January to now, I made a decision that I will be just following him and learning from him. And I really dig inside the strategy, and I become consistently profitable. So I'm super grateful to this guy, and I hope that this Zoom call that you're going to see right now will give you some value, because it did for me. And if you want, you can subscribe to IAM and have his Pip Talk alerts when you can see the trades. You can watch him on Monday from 8 o'clock. You can watch him on Wednesday, 8 o'clock, European CE time, and sometime also on the Friday, 8 p.m. So yeah, that's it, and enjoy. See you. Bye-bye.
You may know. I'm an educator. I live in the US. I'm from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I've been trading since the end of 2017, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm one of the educators for me to be here. So pretty much, I've learned about trading through a friend. I met the company through a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine. And since I was a kid, I was interested in doing everything about trading, but I just didn't know how and where to start. And when I got to IM, I was able to learn about pretty much all the basics and go from there to be able to acquire more knowledge, perfect, if I can say it like that, the way I trade or the way I view the market. And I'm here today.
Wow, amazing, amazing. I noticed that you're really good in somehow analyzing the economy and political aspects. And I know most of the people are
Mhm.
just technical traders, but you always
Right.
prepare, and I'm surprised most of the time you really find the direction of the market. Can you tell us how do you start your day? How do you prepare for the week? Because it's something that I'm also trying. Maybe it will be nice to hear it from you. What is like your routine, and what do you read, or what do you search for?
Sure, definitely. I do use a few websites that I watch the news from. There is this website called Forex Live, so forexlive.com. Pretty much, they do a great job at summarizing everything that they get from different websites, and they just put it all in one place. And that's where I mainly go to be able to get my news. I also follow their feeds on Telegram, because I cannot always follow things on the website, so I have to use Telegram to be able to catch up with certain things that I may miss. So technically, at the end of the week, I try to see what was happening in the previous week, because the news that ended the week is more likely going to influence the beginning of the week. And I will try to read the news, make sense of it, evaluate the strength between the currency. For example, right now we have Brexit, we have the election, we have this, we have that, and all of that. So I will go, for example, and ask myself, are the news on Brexit reoccurring? Like, is it heavy in the market or not? Yes, there is Brexit, but is it on mute? Is it something that they keep on talking about? Is there any progress? Is the situation deteriorating and all of that? So based on that, I can have an idea of the strength of the pound going into the week, or if the pound is going to be muted and driven by the other currency, and things like that. So I assess the strength of the strength and the direction of every single currency individually: the pound, the US dollar, the New Zealand dollar, the Australian dollars. Then I try to weight it against each other. Okay, is what is happening with the pound going to be heavier than what is going to happen with the Australian dollar? If yes, then I'll base my analysis on what the pound is doing. If no, mainly the no happened during uh, the period going from June to, I believe, September something, because usually they go on vacation and there is no news pretty much on the pound. So you know that it's going to be driven by the other currency. And based on all of that, I go and I do my technical analysis independently from what I know about the news, and see if they're going to match. And if they match, then I go with that direction.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Thank you so much. If anyone has a question, you can ask in a chat. Then I would like to ask one more thing. I noticed that you're not like every educator. You draw the graphs. You never say us to enter, or you usually just teach us to enter on our own decision. Sometimes you send signals. What is your opinion about it to do it this way? Like, why do you decide to provide the service this way?
Well, I used to do signals at first, before I was doing signals. And first of all, signals are stressful. People don't know that, they don't realize it, but signals are super, super stressful. Also, the fact that I used to see people, for example, you will send a price tag. For example, you will enter at 1.9120. Now, okay, the market is maybe below that or maybe above it, but it's not at that exact level that you gave me. And people will come and be like, oh, what do I do? Or did I miss the trade? So the analysis may still be valid, but it's still within like a 20 pips range. To me, it's still a trade that I can take. But if I keep on conditioning people with, you have to enter at this exact price point, many people are going to miss the trade. So many people are going to miss. I've seen that happening over and over. That's why some people will be like, "Oh, but you sent the update on this trade, but I didn't take the trade." Like, that's why when I was doing it, and I was like, no, this might not be that productive. And the other thing that it does, it just condition people to do like a copy paste. But the vision of the company was about empowering people. Like, I don't want people to just take an analysis because I sent it. I want them to be able to understand the analysis that I sent and judge for themselves if they have to take the trade or not. So that's the reason why I decided to go a different route. Yes, it didn't make me that popular, but I'm fine with that.
We will make you popular. Give us time. Yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. That's actually something what even caught me, because when I was first time in your Go Live session, you actually mentioned this. And I felt the same. I felt like we have to take the responsibility for ourselves. It's something very
Hmm.
beautiful when we really try to use our critical mind and the feel of the vibration and everything.
Yeah.
You even feel like in your life you more depends on yourself and not on others. So it's like
Hmm.
reflecting in everything what you do. So that's why I really appreciate that you do it this way. It takes a little bit more effort, but in the end the profits and the results are way better.
Hmm.
So thank you so much for this.
Sure.
I always curious. Most of us, we do like a morning routines. We train our mind. We do something to become somehow spiritually more awakened. What is your way? What are you doing? Tell us the secret.
Pretty much. Pretty much when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is to pray. I go and I pray. And after that, I take the time to meditate. Maybe like 30 minutes something, and I clear up my mind from any negativity or any loads that I may have gotten from the previous day. Because your sanity is very important. People don't realize it, but it's very important. And once I finish doing it, then I will go to my computer, and the first thing I will try to make sense of is, okay, while I was sleeping, what are the news that came out? And most of the time it's the London news, because I used to stay up until 3 a.m. Then I was like, it's not worth it. I need to sleep. So I will go and take the news from probably 12 p.m., 12 a.m., I'm sorry, all the way to 8 a.m. Everything that happened during the end of the Japanese session and the London session, and I'll try to use that to see as anything changed. Was anything else said to support the initial idea that I have, or was what was being said but I was sleeping came to contradict what I knew before I went to sleep and all of that. And I will make sense of it. I will make my notes, for example, and after that, then I will go um, to my chart and see what is the price action. Did anything change based on my analysis? Did I miss any entry? Is my trade ready and all of that? If it is, then I will take the trade. I define the risk. I try to stay within 1 to 2% risk, because I've tried to do crazy stuff before and it's not that good all the time. It puts so much pressure, even though it worked, but it just puts so much pressure on you. So I was like, that may not be the right thing to do. So I was try to stick within my 1 to 2%, my 1 to 2% risk. And if the trade is ready, I will just go ahead and take the trade. If it's not, then I'll be like, okay, cool, I will continue to wait. But mainly when I have to take a trade, it will not be during the New York session. It will be during the Asian or the London session for the most part.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you also teach how to approach to the economy on your sessions? I never noticed that.
I do it quickly, like usually at the beginning. I try to do a summary, but I
Mm-hmm.
never taught it like that per se. Because the main thing about the news is just like using your logic pretty much. And I sometimes I give my tips on how I approach thing. I will say, like in the beginning, I will be like, okay, the situation with, for example, now the situation with the stimulus, the second package that they want to pass, isn't going anywhere. So they're still struggling to find an agreement, blah, blah, blah. On the Brexit front, there is no progress. They keep on turning around kicking the can down the road and all of that and blah blah blah. I do a quick summary and I say, based on this is what I believe is going to happen in the market. Then we get into the chart. We try to see what the DXY is doing, because at the end of the day, everything is going to be reflected in the DXY. Everything is going to be reflected on the DXY, and I will try to make sense of where the DXY is going to try to go. Then I will tackle the technical analysis per se. But I usually do like just a quick summary, but not like teaching the economics and all of that.
So your strategy is mostly like focusing on the news and economic and politician, right? And
The news, and when it comes to the news, it's not really like, like you have two different type of news. You have the economic data,
Mhm.
and then you have like the headlines that keep
Mhm.
on happening. The economic data is for example what you see on things like investing.com. They put you those three whatever
Yes.
folder bulls and all of that. Those are the economic data. And if you really pay attention to, because the market is evolving, the market is no longer focused on what it used to be focused on last year, 10 years ago and all of that. I give an example for the how you call it, the NFP. The NFP used to be the news that all the trader were waiting for. It was the traders meeting every single month. But if you pay attention to what has been happening for the past 2 years, you will notice that the NFP doesn't move the market like that anymore. Why? Because the market shifted its focus on something different. So the more you pay attention to those economic data, even if you see three red folders or three red bulls, you will know that this thing is not going to move the market. The only thing that really moved the markets are, I would still count NFP, but not like it used to do before. The CPI and the interest rate are the main two things that will move the markets. Everything else is pointless.
Hmm.
And that's the economic data. And on the other side, I spend more time reading the headlines and making sense of the headlines than I do about the economic data. But it's the same logic that I try to apply on both of them. What is the strength? What are the elements that are supporting it? What can contradict it and create a reversal in the market? Pretty much all those things, and you balance them.
Hmm. Thank you, thank you. We have a question here from Nick van den Broek. What do you think about Forex Factory, or why do you use Forex Live and not Forex Factory?
Forex Factory tells you about the news that is. Hold on, I think they also have a. Let me type it. Forex Factory. I mean, I think I'm probably because I'm more used to Forex Live, I believe. Yeah, I see that they have a news outlets here. It mainly is just preference and the way they organize whatever they put on their website. That will be the main answer. If you feel more comfortable with Forex Factory, fine. If you feel more comfortable with Forex Live, fine. But if you go to Bloomberg, you can also do it, but it's a lot more research. Like what Forex Live does is they take everything from everywhere and they put it in one place.
Mm-hmm.
That's the advantage that I have with that. So I don't have to go to Bloomberg, investing and all. They do the work for me, and I just come and I select whatever I want to know about it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the answer.
Thank you, thank you. If I remember well, I think you told me that you're studying in Atlanta right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
What,
Yep.
what what are you studying? It's quite surprising me because you trader, you have your freedom, and you still study. That's interesting.
Yeah, pretty much. I do finance at school. I'm trying to
Uh-huh.
switch to economics,
Uh-huh.
and where I come from, like your degree is also something important. It's not that you have to have a degree, but it's something important. It's in a way, a way for us to be able to say thank you to our parents for all the sacrifices and all of that. And one of my resolve on top of that is that last year when my father passed away, I swore to myself that I will finish every single degree for him.
Wow,
So that's the reason why I continue with school no matter what.
that's very nice. Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We have a question here. Do you like any IM product or do you just work with TradingView?
I work with TradingView and I use PipTalk, to be honest. And my main product is Go Live. On Go Live, you get to interact with the educators. You get to pick up a little bit more of their brain. So Go Live is my main product when it comes to IM. I never tried the Lorien or any of that just because of my personality. Like some people like quick stuff. So if you want quick stuff, you need to have a lot more time in hands to be able to do them. But like for someone like me, most of the time I'm not even home. I may be out, I may be doing something and all of that. So to be able to use any of the products will require a lot more of my time. So that's why I'm more with the swing trading. I like uh, the Go Life product, but for the rest, I don't really use them. But based on the testimonies that I've seen, there's many great products in IM Academy that I love. I love Gold Cup. DeLorean, I heard the news of it. I heard it's dope. I never tried it. I've seen one person using it and it's working pretty well for that person.
Hmm. Nice, thank you.
Yeah.
We have here another question, and I'm also into this question too. Is there any way when following your pip talk, we can have better entries when following the market? Actually, that's my question for you too, because I really like what we do and what you do, and it's amazing. It gives me freedom, it gives me more time. But sometimes I'm like, I would like to improve my risk reward ratio, and I'm like, how can I do it? I'm looking for the wicks, I'm looking for the entries. It's like, if I have a little bit of better risk reward ratio, it will be better. But still, I'm
Mhm.
not there. Maybe you can give us some idea.
So pretty much, I'm big on break and retest of trend lines, mainly trend lines, because a break of a trend line can give me a much better direction of what the market is going to do versus just a break and retest of a structure. So I mainly go with chart patterns like flags, wedges, um, those kind of stuff. So when I draw my trend line, let me pull my chart here. I think it will make more sense using a chart. Um,
Do you want me
okay.
to make you host to share screen?
Oh, sure. That would be
Yes,
great.
let's do it.
Where is that chart here?
We don't see your screen yet.
Oh. Hmm. Just a moment.
Yes. All right, awesome. Thank you.
Okay. So for example, yeah, that's a good example here. I sent the analysis on EN. You can just adjust it like this. So what I was expecting is a break and a retest of this wage pattern here, for example. I do a break, I do a retest. If I get a clear retest, then I'm fine, I can take the trade. For example, here you had the wick and then it came back down. No candle was able to close outside of the pattern. I don't see any candle closing outside of it to be able to give me a direction or more confidence to be able to take that trade. So something like this, I'm not going to take it. But when you pay attention to this side of the screen, I had a flag pattern here. Oh, come here. So I had a flag pattern here. And through the course of time, we saw that a first candle closed here, and we continue to see candle coming outside of the pattern. So if it does something like this, I know that this is the area where the prices broke the market. So I will wait a break and retest or pull back, whatever, um, somewhere inside this region here. So if I go, for example, on a lower time frame, like 15 or 30 minutes, so when I come here on the 15 or 30 minute, knowing that the market had broken and the market is now outside of my chart pattern, what I'll wait for a break and retest. So on those small time frame, you have that here. So probably I would have entered here. That would have been the first entry that I would have taken. Other than that, I would wait for a clear break and retest. So we had the big break here, then you get the clear retest and you can take the trade. So you have two options. If you want to see like a clear or a bigger one, then you will wait probably for something like this. But if you are a little bit aggressive, you can go on lower time frame and be able to spot something like this and take your trade. So this is one of the way that I do use to be able to enter in the market. Another way is using Confluences. So Confluences for me is just a price point where everything has to converge pretty much. For example, here, when I pay attention to the market, you can see that we had a big pattern that was broken. Beside the big pattern that was broken, we have a support, a previous resistance that now became support. Like this. I mean, you already know that I keep my support and resistance like this forever. So it came back here. I look at the left side of my screen and I see that we had some previous resistances that became support. I will pull my Fibonacci, for example, and I will pull my trend line. So when I try to do the count, I see that the third hit is going to be here, probably here. So if the market was to come back here, I'm not going to wait for any sort of per se confirmation. I will just decide to take on the trade. Why? Because I go based on the third retest, a retest of a previous trend line that was a resistance that now became support. I have a 61.8 Fibonacci retracement. Probably I'm also going to have some moving averages that will come somewhere here. So when I use all those elements of Confluences, it gives me more assurance and confidence to be able to take my trade. And on top of that, if the news is telling me that this is the direction that the market wants to go to, then definitely I'm going to take the trade without any sort of candlesticks confirmation or break and retest or things like that. So if you just come, I see it, I will take it. And those are the only times where I can allow myself to use buy limit or sell limit. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I have one more question, just because you are now showing us the GBP AUD. Are you entering if it's going outside of the trend right now, or you will wait when it's going to 61 Fibonacci? Because it seems like it's broken the trends.
The one at the top here, I
Yes.
think it's going to fall. I don't know. I just have that feeling. Let me say it like that. I have the feeling that it will come back down before going up.
All right.
That's the feeling I have. And if it just leaves, then it's fine. Then I will just wait for a big pullback. Then I will take the trade.
So this is not entry for you right now?
Yeah, I'm not in the market on GBP AUD yet.
Okay, I'm going to close the trade. Wait a second. I'm joking. I'm just joking. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. We have another question here from Susanna. Is there any paid platform or company who can analyze the market news for us? Just give us a summary. I think that you answer with that with the Forex Live, but if you know any,
Forex Live.
Just Forex Live, right? But maybe she was thinking about some paid one that can do the job.
I was using, to be honest, you don't really need to spend money for that. I was using Bloomberg at first. Then I was like, yes, you pay, but you still have to do the whole analysis yourself. But Forex Live, to be honest, is more than enough. Forex Live is more than enough if you want to be able to get the news and all of that. You don't really need like those fancy paid websites or services to be able to analyze the news.
Awesome.
And for the most part too, I believe they don't analyze the news for you per se. Any of those paid websites, they will just bring the news to you and you decide what you do with that.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Then we have another questions from Nick. Also, Kevin, quick question. Would it maybe be possible to let us know when you enter a trade so we can see why and why not? Thank you so much for answering these questions. And sorry.
Sometimes I do, especially when I do a market execution. I do let you know, hey, short by market, or if you pay attention to, let me try to find an example here. For example, yesterday I sent your NZD, which is being dodgy and doing stupid stuff here. So one thing that you can use as a reference is, oh, come here, is to just pay attention to how I position my risk and reward tool. So something like this, you see that the prices is here and I put it here. So more than likely, even if I don't say market execution, you know it's a market execution. That's something that I've gone over many times. And I think I also did a video on it, on how to manage a trade or how to understand my trade, something like that, that you should be able to find in the library. So something like this is going to be a market execution for me when I send it.
Mm-hmm.
Or if the trade is not ready, you will just see me most of the time making arrows. I do it because I may not be available or in front of my screen to be able to see this is happening or this is happening and be able to send it to you directly. Maybe I'm driving. Maybe I'm, I don't know, doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why for those specific things that are not ready yet, I can just leave a scenario that tells you where you can consider to take a trade if you have a break and read test or whatever. Or if it's a market execution, most of the time it will look something like this. Or I would just tell you a short, possible short on NZD USD or something.
Mm-hmm. All right, awesome. Alexandra Paulians is asking if you have a session in French. You have sessions in English on Monday, Wednesday, French, and sometime even on Friday. I think
sometime on Friday.
Is there in English?
Monday is English. Just like I said before, I stopped doing the session on Friday so that I can make myself available, for example, a team call. So if people need me, the day that I can give is Friday.
Mm-hmm. Wow, it's nice that you said team call because we are same in Innovators Club, right? And most of us probably don't know that you are maybe in Ardian team. Is it true?
Mm-hmm.
Ardian
I'm sorry?
You are in the Ardian team, right?
Pretty much I work for everybody. I'm with IM.
Okay.
I will be where you need me.
Okay, that's
I'm
nice.
Educator for all the people.
That's nice. That's nice. Okay, so what is the next question then? Do you trade index like US 30 or NASDAQ? If yes, why don't you anymore?
Sometime I can take a trade on US 30, but it is way too volatile to my taste. It's a bit too much. But I use them as indicators for correlation and all of that, but I don't really trade them.
Thank you. Nick, again question. Yes, those I get, but for example, like the EN trade from yesterday that you didn't take, understood that you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Like EN, for example, I'm not in that trade. I was waiting for the break and retest. I didn't see the break and retest. I was like, whatever.
Now he's writing, no, you can skip this one.
I don't know.
He wrote
this
down.
one. Yeah, it's tempting. It's tempting here, for example, because it's also like a third retest. It's tempting, very tempting, but I don't feel it yet. So I'll wait. Okay. If it breaks, I'm fine. But if it breaks to the downside, I even have more clarity of what the market is trying to do. So I will short it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cool. I see on your screen, I'm sorry that I read it. I see that you have some checklists, trading psychology, and also backtesting. Wow. Can you tell us more about these documents?
So checklist pretty much is, let me see here. Checklist is this document that I made here. Um, I mean, it pretty much tell me what I need to do before I enter a trade. So I ask myself a few questions. Have you researched and built your fundamental idea for up to the last 2 hours? Have you properly done your technical analysis, check the initial scenario that respect the analysis or the opposite scenario? Pretty much it's a bunch of questions. It's a bunch of questions that I ask myself before entering the trade and before exiting a trade, because most of the time we know how to enter a trade but we don't know how to exit a trade. We just
Mhm.
get caught with greeds and you believe, oh, the market is going to do 1000 pips and I stay on it forever with the same position size. So you need to have also a plan on how you exit the trade that you have that is winning. So all of that is pretty much here. And at the end I tell myself, make sure you haven't exited the trade based on the results. Make sure you have exited the trade based on the result of your own research, judgment, and analysis, not someone else's opinion or emotions.
Oh, that's
Those
deep.
are things like that.
Is there any chance to get this checklist from you?
Right, I will send it. I will
Yeah.
send it to you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I will
Nice,
send it
nice.
to you today.
If it's anything that you think that can help us, I'm really into this strategy and going in your path. So I will love to teach our members. So if you have any documents that you think can help us, please share it with us. It will be amazing. I will really appreciate it.
Mainly, psychology is very important. There is this book called Trading in the Zone. I think it's one of the most favorite book in forex. I like the concept, how he approached the concept. He say most of the time it's not even about your strategy; it's about your mental. So let me see if I can find those videos. I will send you a few of those videos. Like it was a seminar that he was giving, and to be honest, that seminar was more than enough. More than enough. And let me see here. Just a moment. Well, when I find it, I will send it to you.
All right, no,
I
no
have to look
worries,
for it.
no worries.
But yeah, technically, it's a seminar and it discusses trading psychology, pretty much. That's where I learned from, like how you can be able to take like a monster trade and be okay with that. Because sometimes you'll see some of those traders that will take a trade and then the trade goes 1000 pips, 2000 pips, and you still see them in the position. Like how do they do it? It's because they know how to scale out of the position that they have. If you had, for example, a one lot trade, like no greed, take zero point 0.5 out and you can leave the rest and see how far it goes. There is that. There is the fact that you will have to backtest and know for sure how your strategy performs. Like, for example, the reason why I was able to give the Ichimoku strategy is because I know the winning ratio of that strategy. Just if I have to talk about the Ichimoku strategy, it's somewhere between the 75 to 82% win ratio. So there is no way if you follow it that you can lose 5 trades, like have a 5 trade losing streak. It's impossible. I say impossible, like I know it for a fact. And my back testing gave me confidence to be able to approach the market using that strategy. I know that wins and losses will occur, but I know that at the end of the day, I'm going to have more winners than losers with the strategy that I'm using. So there is that, and many other things that I can You have to know your strategy. You have to work on your trading psychology. You have to make sure that you're using proper risk management. That's very important. Like I see people risking 5% of their trade. Yes, it may be manageable, but if you lose 20 trades, you're out. See, and the thing is, most of the time, people don't just take one trade; they will take two, three, four trades. So it means that you have 20% of your account on the line. If something dodgy happen, you will start sweating. See, so make sure that you just keep a proper risk management. The other thing that I may suggest is to see trading as a business. Most of the time, it's easy for us to neglect that part of the equation just because it's something that you have at your fingertips. It's a business. Like big banks and companies are using it to make money to their client. It's a business. It's just because we see it on our screen that they'll believe that this is all there is to this industry. It's something so big. So you have to ask yourself, okay, if I was to start a conventional business in real life, would I be approaching the thing the same way I'm approaching trading? See, before Christopher Terry started IM, I'm more than certain that he did a lot of research on the people that he will put in the leadership. He did a lot of research on the model that they wanted to provide when it comes to the compensation or the vision of the company and all of that. You need a lot of research to be able to hire the best lawyers so that they don't get in trouble when it comes to the legality part of the company. So there is a lot of research, a lot of work that have to be put in order for you to execute a business that you want to start. And trading shouldn't be different. It's a business. And the worst part about it is that you can lose the money even quicker than you do in your real business in conventional life. So people have to keep that in mind.
Nice. I agree. That's amazing. Uh, Amazing information. So we have another question from Voita. Did you try to trade something else than forex? I mean, stock, crypto, etc. If not, why?
No. No, I'm more comfortable with forex. I never tried stocks. I mean, maybe I traded stocks once or twice, and I was like, this is not my universe. Um, Crypto, I tried it. I didn't really like it because I like to trade what I understand. If I don't understand what really moves something, I just don't trade it. So that's why I decided not to trade crypto. Um, so yeah.
All right. Then we have another question from Robbie. If you look back to your journey as a trader till now, what would you change so someone does not make the same mistake you made? That's a nice question.
What
I
I would
like these
change, I would,
questions.
yeah, I would change the fact that I wanted it all here and now. That's a big mistake. Um, we have to be able to see this thing in the long run. Like, okay, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, with whatever I'm doing here, where do I see myself? Like I wanted to become a millionaire overnight. Oh, why? Because you saw someone, for example, one of the videos that tricked my mind was Christopher Derrick when he flipped that $200
I
into
saw it. I
64,000 in
saw it.
about 9 days. That
Yes.
video tricked me
Yes.
like big time. And I'm like, okay, maybe he has the resources to risk that $200 or whatever he did on that account. Do you have the same resources? He has experiences like in the market. Do you have the same experience? He has cold blood to be able to do something like that. Do you
Yes.
have the same cold blood? No, I don't. So don't do it. See? So most of the time we try to compare our progress based on what somebody else is already doing. We don't know how much work they put into it. We don't know how much time it took for them to get there. And it's easy to get caught with that illusion, if I can say it like that, and try to reproduce the same thing, knowing that you don't come from the same place as they were when they were doing it. So That is definitely something that I would correct in my journey. I lost so much money so stupidly because I was in a hurry, because I was
Okay.
in a rush. And the other thing is, this is something that will help many. Um, how can I say it? Know what you want in life and know yourself. Okay? Why? Because I don't know where, like in your country, how it is when you say, "Oh, I'm an entrepreneur," but it's important. I always tell that to all the people that are trained. I always tell them, if you can have a job, have a job. Do not be ashamed of having something else because you are a trader, and try to give up on every other resources that you may have because you want to focus on trading, make money in trading and all of that. There is this conception, oh, you're trading, but why you still have your 9 to 5 jobs? Duh, it takes time to make money in trading. So I'm not going to sacrifice my main source of income just because I started to trade. So you need to have something on the side that keeps on bringing money in your pocket so that you don't fall under the pressure of, I have to make money this month so that I can meet my ends meet and all of that. Very important. It will mess up your psychology if you try to go the opposite route.
I deeply agree.
Yeah. So those are things that I would really recommend. I did it. It burned me. So I
Yeah.
don't want anybody else to do the same mistake. Like as soon as I discovered trading, the next month I was like, I'm out. I quit my job. Then I start losing money. Like trading on demo is different from trading in real account. See, I was trading in demo. I was like, oh, I think I got it. I have a strategy that works. And I ended up losing pretty much all my savings. And I was like, no, I need to get something else on the side while I'm doing this, and then it will get better.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So we have another question. How many currencies a pair do you watch
Honestly,
for? Why?
for Euro, NZD, GBP AUD, GBP JPY. I used to do EU, but EU is terrible. I replaced it with GBP USD. So I only have like four currencies that I trade at the time.
Okay. How do
Yeah.
you react on it when you lose a trade? Are you practiced letting it go and getting detached? I'm curious about your approach, how you prepare your mental from Susanna.
First thing first is that one of the most important skill a trader must have, or any investor must have, is to be able to embrace the risk. That's the most important thing. Knowing that you're risking and accepting the risk are two different things. It's like, okay, I'm starting this business. It may work, it may not work. Am I okay with that? Yes. Am I okay with that? No. So if it doesn't work, more than likely it's going to break you if it doesn't. So if you lose money, more than likely it's going to break you. And it will also come back to the risk management thing again. If I had risked 50% of my account and I lose that trade, it will hurt me more than if I'd risk 1% of my account and I lose that trade. See, so risk management is an important part of how you react also to the losses that you take. And if I take a loss, I'll be like, okay, whatever. Why did the trading work? And I will see that, oh, maybe I didn't put my stop loss right, or maybe I didn't pay attention to this technical thing or that, or maybe I didn't read the news. I didn't know what was happening in the market at that moment. Like right now, I didn't read the news since yesterday. So I'm like, I need to do that first before I can take the next trade. Um, so yeah, so if it happens, it happens. I try to find out why. And if I know why, then I'm like, okay, next time I will try to correct it and reproduce the same mistake again, and I move on. But I don't get attached to any losing trade anymore. Um, Past that step because it doesn't do any good at the end of the day. You lost, you lost. Nothing is going to happen.
Hmm. Nice. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. I would like to know now you're educator, you trade, you consistent. What is your dreams and goals? Where do you see yourself in future?
My dreams and goals. That's a very good question. I have this dream about um, creating a business that takes care of the environment back home in my country. That's one of my dream because we have such a polluted air. Like it's very messy. So I want to do that, and the other thing, and pretty much things around recycling and all of that, so that people can have a better environment to live in. Because so many diseases are developed just because you live in a polluted area. It's not because you're not healthy or that you're not eating well, but just because the air that you're breathing is so polluted. So the other thing that I want to do is a business in agriculture, because like my country, we had in the past we had stupid leaders that pretty much sold every access to the country, and we import every single thing, and it doesn't make sense. We have a great ground and soil that we can sow in and have a great agriculture, great food and all of that, but we import everything. We buy everything from everywhere, but we don't produce. So that's something that I really want to do. Those are the two main things that I want to do in the future.
Wow, nice. We have
Yeah.
a message from David that he's saying he will join you. It's his goal too, and I know David.
Awesome.
He's a great guy. He's thinking about the nature and thinking about the planet as we do. So it's nice when we don't have like
Thank
our
you.
some safe selfish goals, but we have a goals which is more like about improving
Yeah.
the world. Maybe this is also part of our trading mindset to have maybe some goal like this.
Hmm. I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Maybe to have like this kind of goal to help others or to help the nature or the planet, it can be
Yeah.
even part of the mindset.
Yeah. Definitely. When you do, because there is only so much that one human being can accumulate for yourself. Like you feel more fulfilled by giving back than you are by just storing for yourself. So at the end of the day, you will die. You will leave everything here. What legacy are you going to leave? Like one of the questions I ask myself is, what are the 5 things that people are going to say about me by the time I'm gone? Will they
Mhm.
just remember me for being the guy that was making all the money? At the end of the day, nobody cares about how much you make. Like honestly, nobody cares because it doesn't do anything good for their life. So how can I positively uh, influence the life of somebody else? What can I leave to the next generation? What legacy am I going to leave after me? So that's pretty much the way I think.
Nice, thank you, thank you. We have a question. Any goals around teaching people in IM? Why do you do it?
And it goes around teaching people in IM just to share the knowledge. Like for example, um, it feels good to know that you had a positive impact on the life of someone. Like when Andrej told me about his story, I was like, damn, like sometimes you don't really understand the impact of what you're doing until someone else is telling you, hey, look at what you did and look at what it did to my life. Like, look at what is happening to me. I was moved. I was even talking about um, that with a friend on Friday. I was like, boy, like, do you realize that? And I was moved. And to me, it's something very positive to be able that to know that you contributed to somebody else's happiness, to be able to know that you empowered someone else, changed the trajectory of his life. It's amazing. It's a good feeling, to be honest. It's a
It,
great feeling.
It is, and now I'm doing the same. I'm
Yeah.
trying to teach people your strategy. I'm bringing them on the board, and it's great because when you know that your trading is working, it's so easy to even bring people on the board. It's pleasure. It's you think about to help them, not about to help yourself. And it's
Right.
it's beautiful. So I really appreciate what you do, and you deserve more people on Go Live. Maybe you're comfortable with that. Who know?
Yeah. Who knows?
But let's say the quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if we are taking too much to your time. I don't
No,
want
that's
to.
fine.
It's a fine. Okay, so we have another question. I think I skip it. Nick was asking about, did you take a buy on GU? To be honest, I'm also a little bit not sure now about the dollar because I watched you yesterday,
Yeah.
and I'm really now not sure. Like to be honest, that's like first time
Yeah,
after
the
three
dollar
months.
is a little dodgy.
Yes.
I don't know what is like to like at first I had resolved that I wasn't going to really trade this week because next week is election.
Hmm.
So the dollar is a little dodgy. Like I don't really feel it.
Me
Let me
too.
say it like
Me
that. I
too.
don't feel it for the time being. It's a little sketchy.
Yeah, I have the
I
same
think it's going
feeling.
to go up, but I don't know. I don't know.
I let you have
If
the
I
feeling.
enter that trade, I will let you know definitely.
I let you also have the feeling that almost I don't want to trade this week. I feel like I don't even know, as I feel so uncertainty, not really comfortable
Yeah.
this week. So maybe it's time to take a break and wait.
Yeah.
So that's also a good question. Do you think like after the election we will have some move, and after the move we can probably enter and have some nice ride after the election?
Definitely, I think so. Because at that time, everything is going to be a little bit more clear.
Hmm.
But the main target, the main period that I'm targeting for the market to kind of go back to normal is 2021. I was about to cancel training 2020 when it comes to trading because nothing makes sense in the markets. You just whatever. So um, after the election, definitely I believe that we're going to have some clear direction, some clear move. Because I got tired of those 200 pips up and then 150 pips uh, pull back. I'm like, just go. See, but we have those consolidation that keeps on happening in the markets, and until election, I think we can continue to see this situation happening. But after the election, I think things are going to start to look a little bit more clear.
Okay, thank you. Vojta is asking, what is the most important why to start trading with freedom, time, and potentialities?
Uh, Definitely all of that. But also my family. I wanted to be able to take care of my family. Um, for example, I remember when my father was diagnosed with cancer. Yes, he passed away, but I was able to contribute to certain of the treatment that he was taking. So my regular job wouldn't have given me that option or that extra money for me to be able to take from it and take care of my father. In trading, it was a different story. So definitely, yes, the freedom, like you work at any time. There is something that I hate. Like I always tell people, even if I have to go back doing irregular work, I'm fine with it as long as I set my schedule. I cannot stand someone else deciding on when I work or not. I just can't. I just can't. Like it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. So definitely yes, the potential, having the freedom and the time.
Hmm.
Definitely.
Nice, nice. Thank you for sharing this with us. Nick is saying, Kevin, from the bottom of my heart, you're the best Go Live educator out
Oh,
there.
thank you.
I,
Thank you.
I agree. I like most of our educators, but I like the way you do it. And I also like Christopher Derrick, but somehow it also caught me after a long time trying to make the profit. I like the style, because I think we don't copy just the trading. We also copy the lifestyle of the educator,
Right.
And sometimes when I see your Instagram that you're chilling the car, I like, yeah, that's the message to the people. I like it. It's great. Thank you. Okay. So I think we can wrap it up. If you are open for that, maybe we can do another Zoom call in 1 month or anytime you will free.
Definitely.
For me, it was very valuable. I really appreciate you. I'm really grateful that you always answer me. It's beautiful to feel that we have this connection, even that you are far and you're busy with making this beautiful profits and teaching people. So one more time, thank you so much. One more time, thank you everyone who was here, who made the time and to move their life on next level. I wish you a lot of success, Kevin. I wish you a lot of profits. You really the profits must follow you now for what you do, because you're the person, you're the right person. I really believe.
Thank you.
Okay, so see you. Bye guys.
See you.